Hello everyone, welcome to your channel Beyond the Briefcase. Today we'll be discussing a very substantial topic of the Indian Contract Act, that is free consent. So free consent has been basically defined under section 14, although its counterparts extend to certain more sections. But we'll be confined to briefly discussing this topic in an easy manner. So consent is said to be free when it is not caused by coercion, undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation or mistake. So there are certain essentials for consent to be free, and these are the essentials that I mentioned, that is coercion, undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation, mistake. The consent must be free from all these 5 things to be deemed as a free consent. So the first is coercion, and it could be defined as a threat or force that compels a person to enter into a contract. And the second is undue influence, in which a person is being dominated by an improper influence and the will of that person is not free. The third one is fraud, in which there are dishonest or deceitful acts that induce a person to enter into a contract. The fourth would be misrepresentation, in which a person gives false statements that induces a person to enter into a contract. The fifth would, and the last one, that is mistake. Mistake could be understood as any error or misunderstanding that affect the validity of any contract. So when we discuss about free consent, the most important question to be taken, and the first question that comes into our mind, is what is the importance of having free consent? Why is it essential that for a valid contract there must be free consent? So if consent is not free, the contract would become itself of two natures, that is either voidable or void. So voidable means that the contract can be avoided or rescinded by any one of the party of the contract. And if it becomes void, it becomes completely invalid or of no use in the eyes of law. So what would be the consequences if there would be a lack of free consent? So these two consequences would be main, which would be ensued if there would be a lack of consent, free consent. The first is rescission, that the contract could be avoided or rescinded, and the second is restitution, that the parties may be required to restore the benefits that they must have received under the contract. So this is all in short about free consent in contract law. To have and refer to more such videos, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching the video.